What you know about the Great Fairy's Sword? Now this is the loading screen from the Great Fairy Sword in Relics of Hyrule, and I finally fixed it. For the longest time it was all funky, and I fixed it, and it looks awesome. And oh my god, look at this thing. Right, Great Fairy Sword. To find it, first you need to get into Blackreach. There's a few ways to get into Blackreach, but all of them require Septimus Signus over here, so you have to do Discerning the Transmundane. And that will lead you to Alfdund, where you can just enter. But you can go in at the Great Lift of Alfdund. After you do Discerning the Transmundane, you can go in through the Great Lift at Alfdund, or you can go in through Raldbathar over here, or Mazinchaleft up here. I'm using the Tower of Mazark, which is another way you can get in. And that sort of shows how gigundo Blackreach is, if you can get in from pretty much almost any dwarven ruin in the northern Skyrim parts. Except Urkenthan, because Urkenthan is silly. Why did I just fast travel to the Tower of Mazark? I'm already there. Whoa. It's like I moved back 5 feet. Isn't that right, Falmer guy who's following me? More on him in another video. Because he actually is from Relics of Hyrule, believe it or not. And what's really cool about this guy, I'm using extensive follower framework, so I can actually command him like a normal follower because of that awesome mod. Highly recommended that mod, extensive follower framework, because it gives you the opportunity to have more than one follower. Isn't that right, Lydia? Yeah. Before you ask, this is diamond armor. No, it's not diamond armor. Diamond smithing by Ubersmaug. That's what her helmet is. So there. And this is the mirror shield, in case you can't tell. And this is the Termina's shield, if you can't tell. And he's also wearing diamond smithing armor. And he wants me to get out of his face. Right. I'm just gonna go into Blackreach real quick now. Ooh. Oh, that's a noise. Right. Nothing to see here, it's just the Tower of Mazark. Street proper. Hey, buddy. Man, that's just a taste of what it'll look like. I mean, holy crap, this thing is beautiful. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that thing. I don't know how long this loading screen will last, but I chose the glass greatsword because of that. You see that right there? That's why. Because I know you're gonna crucify me, but I never liked how the Great Fairy's sword looked. I'm sorry. I know that I should be like dragged out and quartered for not liking something that is from the original Zelda, because Lord knows, actually Majora's Mask isn't the second coming of Christ. That's Link to the Past. Apparently. Okay, I'm getting really snarky. I should just pull back the snark. Anyway. Falmer follower. Falmer knight. Falmer? What is you... What? Oh, everyone's doing that. You guys are weird. Anyway. I'll talk more about my choice... My sacrilegious choices with the Great Fairy Sword. Once I get to the place. It's in the Silent Ruin, which, if I remember correctly, is on the other side of Blackreach. There's this Centurion here. I don't want to fight him, though. Don't. There's this little underpass with the Centurion thing. And if you pass up by him, The Silent Ruin is this sort of X-shaped building. Well, it looks like it's an X. Is it an X? Okay, it's not an X, but it has this sort of flange here. And it's right next to the disco ball. So basically, find that. It's right next to the disco ball. Or pop on down this hill. And get there to where that guy is. And there's the giant if you haven't killed him already. And there's something else up there. What is that? The pail. So what... however you get down from the pail. The Silent Ruin, it's in the northern part of Blackreach. Not as north as the Reeking Tower, but almost there. I'm trying to give you as much GPS as I can. Anyway, you enter the Silent Ruin. Logically. Because that's where the Great Fairy Sword is. And the Great Fairy Sword, it's supposed to be in the pedestal. Shut up, Nernroot. It's supposed to be in the pedestal. But for some reason, it's not. At least not in my version. I'll try to fix that. Anyway, you can take it because it's there. Yoink. And there's this thing, Warrior. Warrior, come out and play, yay. And there's this guy. He has a couple of daggers next to him. The idea here is that he died. And he was, like, the idea was that this guy was an asshole. And he, like this, they were coming in to take the Great Fairy Sword because it was some awesome relic, you know, and they wanted it deadly times. And so he comes in and he's like, I got the Great Fairy Sword. He grabs it, but then his partner in crime was like, oh, man, you scratching scared me. Silly Falmer. His partner was like, nope. Whoops. Sorry, partner. And he stabbed him to death. And he was like, ag, I'm dying. He falls over, but his foot activates this thing. Arania, you might want to back up because that thing pops out. Ow. And, the guy who stabbed him gets hit by it and falls over, dead, as a doornail. There it is. Yeah, basically it decapitated him. That's grim, isn't it? But it is a Majora's Mask relic. Yeah, you're staying as far away from this as possible, aren't you? Drakeethus is intransigated by the Thresher. Anyway, there's the Great Fairy Sword. Originally it had a different inventory thing. It was originally tilted a little. And this is how it looks in your inventory. Look at that. It's quicker than a normal greatsword. I'm wearing the golden gauntlet, so it's even quicker. This thing is really annoying. Is there a switch around here to turn it off? You want to fight about it? There it is on my back. How do you turn this damn thing off? I don't think you can. Okay, I'm gonna go out. But not before I get this other thing. There's that. There's a Great Fairy Sword, obviously. But there's also, back here, there's a chest. And right next to the chest is this. A little dresser. And I take this dwarven book, which is written in Germary, and there's something that I can do with that. If you have a ruined book and that book from the Silent Ruin, then you can translate the book. You also need, if I remember correctly, you need ancient knowledge from unfathomable depths. There's a mouthful. And it doesn't work if you have it in your inventory already, because you can't translate something you've already translated. I don't know. I don't know why I did that, but I just did. So there. Get off my back. Where is it? Ah, there it is. Okay, so you translate it, and it's all translated from the original Dwemer. No, it's not. What the hell? Okay, fixed it. Who cares about the font size? Whatever. So, okay, here it is. It's translated version. You can also find one in Shuan. No, not in Shuanzel. Under the entrance to Shuanzel, next to Calcelmo and what's his noodle. It's incomplete though. The word fairy is never translated, which is kind of lame. And I think there's a paragraph missing from that one. So it does behoove you to translate the full one. It basically says that the Great Fairy Sword was stuck in a block of stone, and the Dwemer of Blackreach found it and built a ruin around it. So it's sort of retcon of what the Silent Ruin is. And they were poisoned. People touched it and got poisoned. Scholars tried to isolate the poison, but they have no idea what the hell is going on. They found that undead responded explosively to it. And then the guy researched it, found out about the Great Fairies, and that they, the idea was, scarce records. It references Stone Tower. It's really cool. And, like, the idea was that the 5 Great Fairies of Termina joined together and, made the Great Fairy Sword super awesome, with the idea that Link would come back to save Termina and Hyrule. And I think they gave it to Hyrule or something. Yeah, they gave it to Hyrule. With the hopes that Link would come back, save the world again. But he never did. That's the idea behind Relics of Hyrule, is that Hyrule was faced with another great evil, and Link never came. Which is why I am never going to make a Link NPC, a Zelda NPC, a Ganondorf NPC, because those don't fit the lore. They're all dead. Everybody's dead. Oh, Rose, they're all dead. So that's that. That's the book. I never showed you what happened to your father. I mean, what the Great Fairy Sword does. I never really showed that. I think I showed you it in Silent Ruin. It's really cool. I'm really happy with how it turned out. The plant motif works really well. Anyway, hi Lydia.
What are you doing?
Okay, so it poisons people. Okay? Poisons them. Let's summon a Draugr. Help Draugr. Player.place at me FF002706. Whoop, pause now. Great Fairy Sword does extra damage to undead, and it has a chance of causing an explosion like like Dawnbreaker. It's Meridia's Retribution. So it's essentially a two-handed Master Sword. Don't know if I mentioned that already. Doesn't matter. Two-handed Master Sword. Hello. For some reason it keeps saying enemy resisted. Oh, it didn't do it. I'm gonna look into that everything resisting it thing, because something's weird about that. There we go. Nicely done. Did I hurt you? No, you look fine. What is that? It looks like oh, it's just a light. Hey, who said you could get back up? That's right, you stay there. You stay there. We cool? We cool. Oh, I registered a new menu. Oh, I don't know what it is. Why am I opening this? What kind of... I've been playing for what, like half an hour? And it just now registered a new menu. Whatever! Frost Actronock. That's the Great Fairy Sword. Not much else to say. Frost Actronock died. Oh, your snowman died. That's the Great Fairy Sword. Nothing else to say. It's really cool. I like how it turned out. It's one of my favorite weapons in Relics of Hyrule. Just because it's so awesome. Black Rose with the glowingness. Oh yeah, you can't really see it very well. It's very hard to see, but look very carefully at the rose. Oh, you can't see it. Look very carefully at the rose. There's something that may interest you in it. Let's see if I can get a good look. Okay, well, when you get a chance, look at the rose. Look at the black part of the rose, and look very carefully in like really good sunlight, because something might stand out, and you'll be like, oh, and it just adds to the lore. Right, that's the Great Fairy Sword. Thanks for watching. I never know how to end these.